Okay, today we were playing a game on the Horizon Lunar Colony. We were playing Mercy the entire way through, and there was no SR for today's game because it was a placement game. Our current team composition is incredibly awful. It's Roadhog, Hanzo, Reaper, Symmetra, Moira, and Mercy. So we've got no tank, which is less than ideal. Excuse me though, isn't Roadhog in the tank category? You've got me, Straw Man. You figured me out. You got me there. Now, I'm very tired. It's been a busy day, okay? And I'm upset. Everybody's gonna know. Everybody's gonna be upset with me and hear me complain about it, right? So I'm sitting here last night. Last night is actually 2 days ago, from my perspective now. So, I'm sitting here, rendering a video. It was this game, in fact, at the time. And suddenly, computer just decides it's gonna break. It's rendering, I'm watching a video on the other monitor, and then suddenly, fuck, is gone. Just fucking plaid lines up and down the screen, and there's the horrible reverberating noise of whatever was playing at the time looping over and over again. So, I hold my hand over the power button like I'm smothering the computer, restart it, doesn't start back up again. Why could that be? Well, after about 16 hours, I figured out the reason was one of the graphics cards stopped working. And it took me a while to figure that one out because the computer just wouldn't start, so that made it rather difficult. Then I had to figure out which one was broken, and then had to actually get it to work with only one of them, because the two graphics cards are conjoined twins, you see. So it's been a laborious process, and now that the computer is working again, barely, oh, we've got so many compatibility issues and hardware and driver issues that are still unresolved to this day. Mere moments ago, I had to get fucking Epic Pen to work because this was too much for it at the time. I had to go and download no less than 3 drivers to get Epic Pen to work, and I can see that the contrast on the camera just went up for some reason. Fantastic. It's been an absolute nightmare of a day. I'm fucking really tired. I can't even find the wig. That's how bad it is. So we're gonna watch Mercy, and I'm gonna go to fucking sleep. So, in the accompanying email, there are a couple questions, and now the contrast gone back down again. Who knows? Who fucking knows? Interesting issue I had with Overwatch, right? On the one account, launched fine. Go over on the Smurf to play with friends. Oh, guess what? Now it won't stop scanning the files. But it's okay. If I go into the folder that the Overwatch EXE is in and do that, just launches the game, even though the Battle.net launcher is still scanning the files. We've got all kinds of issues going on right now. So in the accompanying email, we got a few questions. One of them only makes sense to talk about at the end, but the other 3 you can talk about now. So, when are good times to use /hold Valkyrie? Outside of the usual, our team has already definitely won this fight or definitely lost the fight moments, there aren't really many situations in which you would hold Valkyrie, really. Maybe if you know the enemy team has a soldier or a McCree that has their ultimate, because the Deadeye and Tac Visor are the 2 biggest I'm gonna swat that fucking fly ultimates in the game. But even then, if you position knowing that they have them, that's not usually a big issue anyway. So there are not many situations in which you would hold Valkyrie except for the usual, like I've already won or I've already lost moments. When you use it, it's basically just like as soon in the fight as possible. it's one of those ultimates where you depend on having as many people alive to benefit from it as possible. So you kind of just want to use it as soon as possible. Also, the earlier you use it in the team fight, theoretically, the less likely you are to get murdered, because Valkyrie is still basically like 15 seconds of Mercy can't die. I'm checking like that everything is actually functioning every couple of seconds. So if you see me like doing this, it's because I'm checking like 4 different programs to make sure something isn't on fire. So the other question, with all of the changes I've missed in 6 months, what new things are imperative for me to know that affect how I play Mercy? I can't really think of anything offhand. I couldn't think of anything yesterday or 2 days ago, but I still can't think of anything now. So Bridget's about to be in the game, and she's going to be really good at protecting people, so when she's in the game, hang out with Bridget, and hopefully she'll keep you alive when the Genji jumps on you. I like how this bit of hair is just slowly, like, escaping from my head. Is Resurrect worth it? More often than not, because 9 times out of 10 it seems incredibly risky to go for. Yes, that's because it is. If somebody doesn't die in a very convenient location, rezzing them usually, or trying to res them rather, usually just gets you killed. If they died next to a corner, then fair enough, you can usually res them if there's a corner to hide behind. If, like, the Reinhardt or whoever is the tank comes forward and actually stands between you and the enemy team, you can usually res somebody, but how much teamwork you can expect from your team varies greatly from game to game. So, it's probably worth it, like, 3 or 4 times out of 10. Like, it's usually very risky to go for. That people have to die in a convenient location for you to realistically be able to res them. That being said, if you're using Valkyrie, it's surprisingly easy to res people, because if they don't have hard crowd control or they don't focus you, the regen usually actually keeps you alive. And that so you can usually get away with reses that you wouldn't normally be able to in Valkyrie, because the regen is, like, pretty good if the enemy team doesn't focus you or has hard crowd control. So you can kind of get away with it more in Valkyrie. Also, here's a slight optimization that sometimes saves your life. When you're using res, you don't have to be looking at the person once you've pushed the button on them, so you can spin around like a fucking psychopath, and it will be harder for them to headshot you. So that sometimes matters. It's one of those things, it's like, you know, just turn away from the enemy team when you're using Take a Breather so they can't shoot you in the head. You know, sometimes it matters. But no, res is usually quite hard to do unless people die in a convenient location, which is not usually what your team does. You know, we know how it is. So, let's start the game. So, now, conveniently enough, the enemy team... Oh, thank God. I thought it wasn't going to start for a second. I was like, oh, please, no. Not another one. So, the enemy team also doesn't actually have a main tank. We can see on the infra site that their tank is also Roadhog. This is less of an issue for them. Like, the defenders not having a tank is usually a bigger issue than the attackers not having a tank, but, you know, it's not ideal. I mean, they could just pick, you know, Reinhardt and have a good time. Oh, wait. My bad. I went on Reddit the other day, against my better judgment, and I was able to attend a seminar on why Reinhardt is the worst hero in the game. And after the 2-week course, I was thoroughly convinced there's absolutely no reason to ever play Reinhardt. I don't know why anybody ever would. He's just overwhelmingly terrible, beyond redemption. I can't think of any changes in the near future, either that are coming that might in some way improve Reinhardt's quality of life or usability. No, sir, no way. As usual, the Reddit community is completely on point with their assessment of a hero's balance, because Reddit never, ever exaggerates or blows out of proportion the situation that a hero is in balance-wise. Never, never. No. That's not Reddit. So, you know, how foolish of me. They should actually just pick Orisa and pretend they're playing a main tank. You can fucking fight me about it. So, Hanzo died up there. He got shot in the head by the other Hanzo, so rezzing that man is a little bit on the scary side, even though he died in a kind of out-of-the-way location. Don't want to, you know, get killed by the Hanzo that shot the Hanzo. So they're sort of closing in on us right now. So we're just going to hang out at the back of the point and play Mercy for a while. You know, as you do. Just hide at the back. You know, there's a lot of being playing like a bitch when you're playing right Mercy, you know? So, especially when you don't actually have like an actual tank to hide behind, you know? Fortunately, Horizon has this nice dip at the back of the point for us to kind of hang out in, and it's not so much of an issue. Now, Roadhog did, of course, just fucking die right there, and he got shot to death by Reaper. Now, Reaper does Wraith form away immediately afterwards, and Coalescence, you know, you could try and go for the res on Roadhog, like right as Reaper tries to Wraith form away, but it's still a little bit on the risky side, you know. But seeing as Valkyrie was about to come up as well, you know, Valkyrie, the regen kind of almost cancels out Coalescence, honestly. Not quite, because obviously a Moira can kill a Mercy and Valkyrie with Coalescence, but it would be a risky move. But since Reaper Wraith formed away, it's not impossible that it might have worked out. If we had another tank, oh, it would have probably been really easy, because then the other tank would have hopefully been there for us to stand behind while we're resing Roadhog. But Roadhog's our tank. Theoretically, anyway. By the way, support main's playing Hanzo, so that's very ironic. There's a guy on the enemy team. His name is No Escape, which he probably means to be in a very foreboding fashion. He probably thought he was really cool and intimidating when he took that name. He's playing Zenyatta. So it takes on a new ironic twist at that point, doesn't it? And then later, he plays Anna. And then it gets even more ironic. So there's that. That's something that's happening. So we were hanging out over here with hand soap. The thing is, the thing that concerns me is that most of our team is on the other side of the point. And I'd rather be with the majority of the team than just Hanzo, personally. And then, you know, maybe we're over here to res this Reaper, because we actually get to him just as he disappears. And nobody was up there, so we actually could have resed him if we were in a slightly more accessible area. Whereas we were just hanging out over there with hand soap. So unfortunately, we didn't res him. And then Hand Soap went and died over there, so we couldn't res him either. So our team is making it nice and convenient right now by being as far away from each other as possible. Hanzo's just ulted right on top of the shield teleporter, rather, but it doesn't break structures. Oh no. So it did, however, kill support main, so it was that. So we try to res Moira here. Now, the concerning thing about trying to res Moira right now, she's died in a pretty convenient location. There's something for us to hide behind, so there's that. But we just get shot in the side by Hanzo as that's happening. So you can kind of infer that he might follow you around the corner, seeing as we did just get shot in the side. Now, granted, it could have been an accident, I suppose, but just have a gander at what shot you to see if it's following you first, because, you know, she died in a convenient location, but since Hanzo, not Reinhardt, I was going to say Reinhardt, very different hero. Seeing as Hanzo followed us, it ended up not being a very good position, seeing as we died. So we lost that checkpoint, whatever, it's Horizon, second checkpoint's easier to defend. We've just heard Dragon Blade, so we're fucking leaving now. Hanzo's dead, again, shockingly. I know, oh fuck, that's not happened yet, has it? Damn, he was on fucking top form until a few seconds ago. So now, Symmetra is playing Reinhardt. Fucking finally, we have an actual tank on the team. Roadhog is still in the tank category. You are correct. You're definitely not wrong. So similarly to how Symmetra is in the support category. Yeah, technically, she's a support, but we know better. So Reaper's fucking dead now. Let's go back and appreciate just how fucking dead he is. Ho ho! Infrasight's so fucking good, though, isn't it? He wouldn't have been able to pull that one off if he couldn't see the outline. I mean, he could have done if he was lucky, or, you know, listening, I guess. But who listens to the game? Just put something on, turn the volume up as high as it'll go. So, we're gonna use, Valkyrie right here. Now, the thing is, though, is that, 2 of them are already dead. They've lost Reaper, and they've lost Hanzo at this point. Yeah, we can see that this boy's in critical, but, like, he's Reaper and he's in Wraith form, and I'm not too concerned if we lose 1 person when we've got 5 other people still alive. They're down 2 people right now. And a bunch of other people use their ultimates as well, which we can't see coming. But we look to have already won that fight by the time we used Valkyrie, so we probably didn't need to use it in that situation, because it looked like we had already won the fight. So, we're going to come out here and res support main, because he's died in a nice convenient location. Roadhog coming in our peripheral vision, but fortunately we didn't get killed. This is a very dangerous way to go around, but they're still all sort of regrouping right now, so we kind of slip by unnoticed. Support main's dead again. How unusual. He's been such an asset to the team up until this point. We'll give him a pass. So, was it, whose Roadhog was using there all right there? Was it ours or theirs? Maybe it wasn't a Roadhog at all? I thought I heard him start his ultimate. Oh, no, he did. Yeah, it's just then he fucking died. Sad day. Dragon's going through. Wolves, sorry, not actually dragons right now. He's not a scaly, he's a furry. Thank you very much. I'm having trouble maintaining a line of thought right now. We've fended them off. They're not exactly doing a very good job of attacking so far. This being one of those games where the enemy team is giving us quite a lot of help, actually, in winning this game. And that doesn't stop being the case anytime soon, rest assured. So we've ended up getting caught up there. And being on the catwalk is, like, honestly kind of scary as a support. And especially if there isn't actually a Reinhardt there to block, the catwalk's kind of scary to stand on. And we did, in fact, almost die. So, did we pass it? There was something I meant to point out, because I pointed it out last time. Yeah. So, these 2 boys over here are going out the center point, which is, you know, it's not what they should be doing, but these 2 boys are going out like so. We can go over here and try to make sure they don't die for their stupidity rather easily, because we can hang out around the door frame, and then if trouble seems like it's brewing, we can retreat back over to these people over here with GA. And we've almost got Valkyrie up, so if things got really hairy, we could just, like, leave. So we could go over here and attempt to make sure that these 2 boys don't die due to hubris, because if they both die for their hubris, they'll probably come in and start killing us not that long after, so there's that. It seems like every time I use Epic Pen, the contrast on the monitor goes up. I don't know if it's... Actually, that's a good point. It could be the contrast on the monitor. I don't know that it's the camera. I'm looking at the camera and then suddenly, oh, fuck, everything's out of whack again. Maybe it'll fix itself. Who knows? Who fucking knows, honestly. To be fair, computer is 4 years old, almost. I think it's actually 3. Whatever. It's old. And it spends about 80% of its life rendering a video. So it's done a good job, honestly. It's up until this point now, fucking... Not to imply this wasn't an absolutely catastrophic computer error that I've had, but honestly, things have been going well. So... we just heard Nano Boost, and we heard Tac Visor immediately afterwards, so I think we know who got Nano Boosted. Now, I'm not gonna hang out here if somebody gets Nano Boost, if a soldier gets Nano Boosted, because I'm afraid he's gonna come sprinting along this catwalk, come around this corner, and fucking nail me to death immediately, because that's the thing with, it's when I clear it off that it does it. What's your angle, computer? Whatever. So, anyway, if he comes around that corner, Nano Boosted with Tac Visor on, we're gonna die right fucking fast. I'm gonna go around the other corner and, like, hang out in the spawn, or near the spawn, until that's over and done with. Now we end up dying to the wolves instead, which is a much more tragic way to die, honestly, but, at least we didn't die to soldier, I suppose. So... Gonna use Valkyrie right here, fair enough, seeing as it looks like we might lose the game. So we definitely don't want to. Now, you do ordinarily want to be really far up with Valkyrie, because the higher up you are, typically the harder you are to kill. Hold on. I'm dying. Okay. Ordinarily, you want to hang out really high in the air when you're using Valkyrie, because it makes it harder for people to kill you, usually. But we are about to lose the round if they capture this point, so I'd hover a little bit lower so that we can contest the point in the air if need be, because they do come very close. Now, they actually have a teleporter, by the way, so they're reinforcing through the teleporter right now. They still lose. Somehow they still lose this fight. 2 CP maps are really well balanced, especially Horizon Lunar Colony. Oh, I love it. It's one of my favorite maps. I almost love it as much as I love Junkertown. I'm starting to really fucking hate Disney World as well, honestly. Mostly because of, like, attacking the second checkpoint. It's an absolute fucking nightmare. Thank goodness they're gonna change that sometime in the future, you know. Probably with the same time they add Bridget to the game in about 5 months. It's like when Sombra was getting teased for about fucking 12 years, you know, remember those days? At least except that we know it's Bridget. So, lots of ultimates happening. They kind of just all die. See, Reaper's name is Village, and they say it takes a village. So, easy game. See, look, there he goes. Great job. Great job, Reaper. We didn't even really have to do anything. Like, everything just kind of worked out and resolved itself. It's always nice when you don't have to actually do anything to win, isn't it? When that guy gets all up on it, he's like, oh, you got fucking carried. I'm like, good. That means I wasn't supposed to win the game, but I did anyway. Oh, well, when I win, I like it to be through my own skill, thank you very much. No, never in recorded history has someone been upset that they got carried. No one has ever been, the motherfucker carried me. How dare he? Never in history. That's never happened, those motherfuckers. The other pretty common one that I always find really funny is when you just throw 5 ultimates on a checkpoint and capture it because you threw 5 ultimates onto it. And then someone on the enemy team goes, geez, use enough ultimates, guys. And I'm like, it's kind of how the fucking game is, though, isn't it? And they're like, no, only if you're bad. I'm like, no, this game, like, revolves entirely around ultimates, dude. Like, shockingly enough, the thing that is the strongest about your hero is a pivotal aspect of the game. So, Reinhardt's used Earth Shatter up there, by the way. It wasn't a very good Earth Shatter, because we can see off the infra sight he only hit 1 person. Then he tried to charge out, he got hooked, didn't even get to kill the person. So not only was it a bad Earth Shatter, he then doubled down on that mistake and died shortly afterwards as well. So great. The sound stopped. Thankfully, it was because I pushed the mute button, but I did immediately look over and go, oh no. Like, the case isn't, like, the side isn't even on the computer anymore. That's how bad it is. I'm just like, fuck it, I'm not putting it back on. You don't deserve it. So, lots of ultimates happened right there, but, nothing kind of really happened. We're gonna use Valkyrie right now because there's 6 seconds left on the time. This is what we want to be the last fight, so we're gonna use our ultimate to make sure it's the last fight. As you do. So now, we must attack Horizon. We do basically have to capture both checkpoints, which is rather sad on a 2 CP map. I'm afraid that if I slow down or stop for any moment, I might die. So, it's that kind of situation. So, Orissa's dead now. She got shot in her big, she got shot in her big, you know, body. Orissa is very thick, if you're into, like, robot centaurs, I suppose. So, Winston over here is trying very hard to get himself killed, and he succeeds. And, we were coming over to try and heal him. And the issue then is that we get yanked out with Halt right into the Junkrat bombs, because we're trying to get to that boy to heal him. You know, sometimes you get fucked by Junkrat bombs. We were trying to get to Winston to heal him, but he went and killed himself, so you know. Okay. So, we gotta try again. It's alright, we got fucking 3 minutes to go. We got all the time in the world to capture this checkpoint. So as we can see, a very stupid fight is happening over here. It's breaking out in the daycare room over here. Roadhog's died. We could probably res Roadhog during this fight because they start backing up. So we can probably hover around this doorway and try to res Roadhog at least, but it was risky maneuver, and also our spawn's right there, and we kind of still have to wait for other people to get back anyway. So we've just heard the tire, so we're going back as far as we possibly fucking can. Fuck, right, that guy's name is the game. God damn it, I lost the game last time as well. Fuck, motherfucker. So, anyway. So we've almost got Valkyrie. That's cool. Valkyrie's a pretty cool ultimate. Yes. Yes, Valkyrie is in fact a cool ultimate. I don't know what was wrong with me. I just suddenly... I think I was about to die for a second. It's okay. We pulled it back. We pulled it back. So, I would have slapped Valkyrie way sooner than that. Because if I hear fucking Genji pull out his sword, I'm like, nope, 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 no, thank you. I'm just leaving as soon as possible. But I mean, we still float away from him and he ends up being sad anyway. Now, what I will also say is that our boy Shadowbreak over here has been playing Winston into, like, a pretty anti-Winston team. Like, there's been essentially nothing for him to kill over here, really, but, he's still playing Winston, even though they've got, like, Torbjorn, Orisa, Junkrat. I mean, I guess he can kill Junkrat, Roadhog, you know. And I believe they have a Reaper, in a moment as well. So, this boy sticks on Winston when he probably shouldn't have been for longer than he should have. Let's go. Alright, so now we gotta capture the second checkpoint. We got 5 minutes to go. That's a long time. And then you look at the clock 1 minute and you're like, where did all that time go? We got 30 seconds left suddenly. So, yeah, they got a Reaper now as well, so our boy Winston over here is going to have some trouble operating. We hit it out of the way of some ultimates, I believe. Like, honestly, coming back in is pretty much a fool's errand by this point, because like we've basically lost the fight by that point anyway. Even if we got over there to res that boy, he probably would have just died again anyway, because by that point the fight started to go a little bit on the pear-shaped side, so... It wasn't looking good. So, Foot Pickle, our boy here, has changed to Diva. I believe Winston changes to Orisa. As we can see, he's over here trying to get himself killed as we are regrouping behind him. His wonderful teammate right there. Our boy Support Main over here to put in mad work once again, no doubt. And, something weird happens around here, I'm pretty sure. I don't remember, really. So, we're playing, like, this really awkward, like, hangout in the choke point game when our team is, like, awful at hanging out in the choke point, so it's a little bit suboptimal, probably. So, lots of ultimates are happening down there. Oh no, here comes the spin, and we've been spun upon. Our entire team is dead. We did build up Valkyrie, but by the time we built up Valkyrie, Reaper was spinning, so it wasn't, exactly looking super good. Torbjorn's decided to throw Molten Core in there as well, because, I mean, why fucking not, you know? If you use enough ultimates, you might tilt the enemy team. Now, they might come back with 6 ultimates and beat you, at the same time, but, you know, it's a delicate balance you strike. Sometimes you solo ult the Mercy, and she immediately tilts and throws the game. Sometimes you solo ult the Mercy, and, then your team gets ulted instead. Easy come, easy go. Yeah, so, now, we've got Valkyrie, that's cool, fire in the hole, don't go down here, this is the road less traveled, that's where the tire is more likely to come from. So, don't go down there. That's where the tire usually comes from on this map, unless, it goes out, like, the opposite side's door, this is the one that your team is on. So, Orisa died. We gotta wait for Orisa to get back. Never mind, Orisa is now soldier. Sure, why not? Yeah, fundamentally the same, I guess. Except not really. Quite different, actually, now that I think about it. So Reaper's, Reap Windiva over here is, trying to get himself killed. He used self-destruct so that he wouldn't die, and then, oh fuck, look at that. Support main's actually done something for once in his life. He's gone and killed 2 people with 1 scatter arrow, and then Reaper killed the other boy. So we're just gonna throw all our ultimates into this fight right fucking now, because hopefully we can carry that momentum through and actually win the game. That's the dream, anyway. And, fire in the hole, but he's standing right fucking there, so it didn't really work out super well. And now, oh no, how quickly the turns table. They're using all of their ultimates suddenly. Bastion has just turned into a tank as well. Hanzo's wasting his ultimate, hooray. So, the good thing though is that we got the first 2 ticks on the point, and we only need to get to 96%. So, we've got like 2 fights left in us at 1:40, and they just used a bunch of ultimates on that fight. So, if we can get our team to go in, fight, and we do this fight, we'll build up some ultimates off this fight and hopefully come back on the second fight with more ultimates than them and win. That's like the dream scenario. Anyway, well, I guess the dream scenario is we win right fucking now, isn't it? But the more realistic one would be we probably lose this push, then win the next push because we'll have the ult advantage coming back. Now, we can res this boy because he's actually died in a pretty convenient location. We can just come up and, like, hug this wall right here and res him from around the corner inside his biotic field, no less, so it'd be quite hard for us to actually die, and we'd probably be able to res him. I don't know if it's actually, like, doing that. There we go. Like, what the fuck is going on? I don't know. So, we res him in the end anyway. We do it like a little bit more in front of the doorway than I would have suggested, but in the end it was that we weren't super likely to die regardless. So we're trying to push our way in right now. Many ultimates being used, so oh my god, heal that boy. Stop damage boosting him. He's got like two health left. Doesn't matter, hooray, we won the game. Bastion's there. He did a great job defending the objective, didn't he? That's the Mayhem skin, I think. You know? Tomato mustard, whatever. Alright. Oh, fucking 18 scatter skill kills. How about that? So now the final question that was in the email is, do I hold Resurrect Valkyrie too much? How can I use them more effectively? Not really, no. There was like that one Valkyrie that we used that we basically used when the fight was already over, but based off this game, it seemed pretty good. I can't really say it stood out to me as being bad one way or the other, so could probably like try and go for a couple more reses, but I mean at the same time the reses that we didn't go for, we could have gone for were a little bit more on the hazardous side. There was the one, I guess, where we were just not in a convenient location to make it happen. That's a different issue, though, than holding res. Res is a difficult ability to use, really, anyway. Because it's very easy to die using res. So, thank you very much for watching if you did. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. I'm more than happy to answer. If you haven't already, join our Discord and you can ask questions more directly and have a conversation about them. And I hope you found the video helpful. Oh, God, I'm so tired.